Hello everyone, and welcome to my new Ravine CHIMPS Black Border Guide with Etienne and Sky Shredder. And fun fact, this was actually one of the first strategies used to black border this map, but it's also been updated in a number of ways to make it way better for modern versions with towers that have been buffed. So let's get started. First, we have by far the hardest part, which are the 3 starting Dart Monkey placements, and then afterward the early game until about round 40. First, the actual hardest part, which are the 3 starting dart spots. These guys are insanely precise because they need to make a number of snipes just to make this early game possible. First, this guy is by far the most precise and goes about as high as possible here while making sure that the range border this corner on the tree should stay inside of the range border itself, like that little outline should stay inside of that for most of the tree's animation. Set this guy to strong. This guy does need to make an off-screen snipe, so the spot is insanely precise. This guy goes right over here. No real visual indicators for this guy except these two. Or not like placing him up against a track at all, just the range border should go through this corner on the bridge, and this other corner on the other half of the bridge as well. Set this guy to last. And this guy, probably the least precise out of the 3, but still fairly precise, mostly for round 7. Just goes as top right as possible. No real visual indicators for this one, just shove him up there. And if you lose on round 7 on the bottom lane, you either messed up this dart spot, or you're going to utilize the sword wrong, which I'll explain next round. If you've gotten your spots right, you should be able to beat round 6, and this right here is the off-screen snipe I was talking about. Insanely precise for no reason. For round 7, get quick shots on your bottom middle Dart Monkey, and to be able to beat this round, we're going to have to utilize this map's secret, which is the sword right here. You can either click the sword 23 times before the round starts, and then 1 time when there is 1 green balloon remaining, which should be on the right lane. Or you can kind of just spam it mid-round like I prefer to do. And it should kill that green right there, because this Dart Monkey cannot deal with it on its own. And yeah, that was added in specifically so this round would be possible on Chimps mode. It's kind of stupid. Next we have this Dart Monkey, not very precise at all, just as top left as possible here. Just shove him in that corner. A pretty easy way to tell that you've gotten the placement correct is that the range border on the Dart Monkey should just barely touch the inside of the track outline right here. Should just barely touch that. Yeah, and that's how you know you've gotten the spot right. And then for round 9, place this guy just as top left as possible. Yeah, just shove him in the corner. Set this guy to strong. For round 10, we're going to have to do like 1 mid-round upgrade, just get quick shots, and then very quick shots before the big wave of blues at the end of the round. You have quite a lot of time to buy this upgrade, so just press the button. It is possible to lose on round 11 if this Dart Monkey is messed up, but it's pretty hard to do that. And then for round 12, just get triple shot before the yellows. You have a bit less time to do this, but still a fairly long amount of time. For round 14, get yourself this would be the 6th Dart Monkey, I think. Just in this little area next to the other Dart Monkey. The spot can be a bit finicky sometimes, but you should be able to find it. Also, you might be able to lose on round 14 if your top dart is placed weirdly. I've only ever had this happen to me once, and I think it's pretty rare. But yeah, it's like 1 pixel that causes you to lose. It's really, really random. No way to really avoid it except just placing it better. For round 15, just get a sniper explicitly not as top right as possible here. Doing that will cause you to lose on round 28 most likely, for some reason. So just get him over here, and you should be good. And set this guy to strong, and you should be able to beat 15 pretty easily. And now we're just going to go straight for Etienne. In the middle of round 18 here, we're going to get Etienne just as bottom right as possible here. Just shove him in that corner. And you do have to place him before the big wave of greens at the end of the round comes. And this is probably the quickest, like, mid-round thing you really have to do. So, fun. For round 19, get yourself a 7th Dart Monkey right over here, just as top left as possible in this corner. And set this guy to strong. This guy is mostly just to make round 19, 21, 23, and 25 as consistent as possible. Other than that, not really needed, but just for consistency stuff. I would recommend taking round 21 on normal speed, just because even though we're going to get full metal jacket and set our sniper to last so it prioritizes the right lane, it is still possible to lose on this round if Etienne's drones are just stupid. It's complete RNG. It is fairly rare that you do lose, but if Etienne's drones are just acting stupid, there is a chance you lose to a singular red. It has happened to me only, I think, once out of a bunch of tests, but you never know. Set your sniper back to strong for 22, and then use Drone Swarm like a second or two into the round. I did it a little bit early, but even if you do it like, if you delay it by like a second or two, you should be fine anyway. That's because we need it to last all the way through 23 as well. Well, not all the way, just most of the way. Etienne's drones can be very stupid at times. Etienne should barely get his camo level for 24, which is very nice. And on 25, we're going to start building into our main early game of the run, which is a never miss targeting. Or, as I'm going to call it, RNG trash, because this tower is so stupid. First, just get it right over here, so that the range border just barely touches the edge of this little leaf right here. This spot does matter because we want to pack things as closely as possible next to our future villages. So yeah. Also, for now, just set it to figure infinite. Also, set your sniper to last because, as usual, we want it to prioritize the right lane because that is the weaker of the two. Usually this round doesn't get that close, but you never know. Sometimes it will. Set your sniper back to strong for 26, and then get sharper darts on your ace. It might be possible to lose to 26 if these spots are kind of weird, or if your sniper shot timing is just very off for some reason, because yeah, that does matter. Very rare that it does happen. Or your ace just decides to randomly snipe an entrance zebra, like what happened to me, before your sniper can shoot it. Random stuff. For 27, once the greens show up, you're going to want to use a drone swarm. Just the second you see a green balloon, just press the button, and it should clear out the rest of the round. For 28, get centered path, and it, like, might be possible to lose on round 28 if your sniper is stupid, because sometimes, depending on where you place it, it'll just fire at the wrong lead, and it won't get all of them. No idea why this happens. I've never seen it before, except for like 3 random times in testing. So yeah, for 29, just reverse your flight path, and then move the centered path right here, so that the this yellow line is in line with this little line on the bridge here. And start it when the ace is at the bottom. This just makes the round as consistent as possible, and yeah, should be good. Oops, I lined it up with the wrong bridge. You're actually supposed to put it on this bridge with that line. Oops. Goes to show just how safe this round is, though. I even put the ace in the wrong centered path. Yeah, you want to put it on this line on the right bridge, not the left one. My bad. Your sniper shouldn't be stupid on round 30 because the leads are way more spaced. And then for 31, we're actually going to want to set our ace back to figure infinite as more of like a cleanup roll, and then just drone swarm to wipe out the round completely. For 32, might sound insanely weird, but we're going to set our ace's center path to the bottom right corner of the screen. Yup. The reason we're going to do this is because we do not want it to snipe the left side at all. Because the ace can actually hurt the setup by not allowing your sniper to layer skip all of these, or pretty much every single balloon that goes down that side. Yeah, it's weird how having more damage can cause you to lose sometimes. But yeah, the ace actively hurts you on 32, so just put it in the bottom right corner. But then for 33, set Etienne back to first, because divide and conquer is stupid. And once the first yellow gets to the bottom, just use a drone swarm. Should easily take out the rest of the yellows. And then for 34, we afford never miss. This is not where the stupidity with this early game ends, though. We're going to want to set it to figure infinite. And yeah, 34 itself isn't much of an issue. But never miss RNG is going to become a factor in the next, well, not next few rounds, just 2 upcoming rounds. Get rapid fire for 35. And then once the black balloons show up at the end of the round, we're going to want to use a drone swarm in preparation for 36. Get lots more darts on it. Get camo on your triple shot, set it to first, and then start the round when the ace is in the middle going left. This prevents RNG the best, but if your ace timing is still really bad for 36, you can lose. It has to be slightly worse than that, and it is still possible to lose to the first wave if your ace doesn't fire immediately. It's very rare that you will lose instantly just on the spot because of that, but something to look out for. And then for 37, just get an alchemist right here, just as low as possible while still like having its range go just barely above the ace. And get acidic mixture dip. Should only be in range with the never miss, so it should get the buff completely and destroy the leads. But we do also have to use a drone swarm for the camo whites at the end of the round, so when there's a big pause, just use it. For 38, get yourself a bomb shooter up here. Kind of just like this. Upgrade it to a missile launcher and set it to strong. We're going to get a Moab Mauler for round 40, so might as well start building into it now. And we can actually get the Mauler upgrade itself for 39. Like, theoretically, if your never miss RNG is bad enough, you could lose on 39, but I don't see that being a thing. Just get Mauler before 40 and you should be good. Round 40 is the last round with any real RNG in the rest of the run. Anything else you might call RNG is just a skill issue. So, yeah, get Berserker Brew after 39 ends because we want it to fire instantly for round 40. Same deal as on 36. Middle, going left, start the round, but use a drone swarm instantly as well. Always looks very close. It is somewhat possible to lose. Out of like the 10 or so test runs I did of this early game specifically, I only lost once, so you should be good. But never miss RNG can be very, very stupid and very, very mean at times. So, womp womp. For 42, just get a village as top right as possible here. There should be like a gap of not being able to place stuff between like right below the ace and to the right of the ace, but you just want it kind of just a little bit below the ace. but also as top right as possible so that when you get bigger range on it, it affects Etienne. Get jungle drums, and it should just barely affect Etienne if you got your spot right. I'm not sure how important it is for it to affect Etienne because I've never done a run without it, but it should still be fine because Etienne isn't that much of your damage output, only a little bit. Get Monkey Commerce for 44, and then get Perishing Potions on your Alchemist. For 46, we're going to start getting our main mid-game towers for this run, which are going to be 2 spike factories. A spiked ball, or a spiked, not a spiked balls, a spiked mines on the right side, and a spiked balls on the left. So this guy is just going to be a 102 set to smart for now, and right over here, just as top right as possible next to your ace, this guy is just going to be a 002 set to smart for now. We'll get these guys to spiked balls and spiked mines later, but yeah. And then get bigger stacks on your left one for 47. If you want to use a drone swarm for any of these like mid-40s rounds, feel free to, but Alk Never Miss isn't that bad. It's pretty bad, but it's not horrendously bad. Get spiked balls on both of your spike factories before round 50. You should have spiked balls, and then get an Alchemist right up here. You should be able to fit it next to your stack here, but if you can't, that means you probably place your village way too far to the right, which means you'll be able to place it up here while still being in discount range. So yeah, just get it here, if you can. 300 Berserker Brew. And we can also get one for this left spike factory here as well. We can't quite get Brew just yet, but you can get it mid 50 or after the round. Doesn't really matter. Just get it for 51, and then we're also going to get Stim for our Never Miss. Because now we're going to go straight for our spiked mines. On 54, just use a UCav at the start of the round. UCav will just destroy the round. It was a little bit RNG if you don't use the ability, but with using the ability, the round might as well not exist. Also, your left spike factory might shoot its spikes behind the tree right here. The spikes are there, trust me. They exist. It's just firing the behind the tree. It's just kind of stupid. For 58, get spiked mines on your right spike factory, which won't be put to good use this round because most of the Moabs will likely go left, which is annoying, but Never Miss still exists, so that's nice at least. And now we're just going to go for Operation Dartstorm right here. You should just barely be able to fit it in here if you got all your spots right. If not, you could probably get away with placing it, like, down here, but this spot works too. And we're going to get this guy just to a 401 Operation Dartstorm. We're not going to get Centered Path quite yet because we do not need it. It's just not needed for the save up because this guy's main darts do pretty much nothing. So if you've got everything placed right, your Never Miss and your Operation Dartstorm should be receiving the Stim buff, and your Spiked Balls should just be getting the normal Berserker Brew buff. For 63, just UCav instantly. It'll wreck the first wave, giving you time to build up Spiked Mines, which should just chunk the rest of the round. Like, it's not even close. Spiked Mines is so OP, and that's why we'll actually be getting this guy to a Spiked Mines as well. Just use Drone Swarm for 64, And he should unlock zone defense. Switch him back to first. Zone defense is stupid. Don't use it. Bad targeting option. First is just better. So, on round 68, you should be able to get your second spiked mines, and we're finally going to start saving up to Shredder, which will afford either mid 83 or at the start of 84, whichever one you feel like buying it. The second spiked mines isn't actually needed to save up to Shredder, but I would have gotten it after anyway, so might as well just get it now to make the save up a little bit easier. Because without the spiked mines, you need to like time when you start the round with UCAV to make sure it's in the right spot. It was kind of a mess, but double spiked mines, very OP. So, on 75, what we want to do, ignore this first BFB. This first BFB does not exist. Once the first cluster of 3 BFBs all pop into Moabs, just use a UCAV. The UCAV should pretty much wreck the rest of the round while lasting long enough to wreck 76 as well. Ideally, you start the UCAV at the top of the round, start the round when UCAV is at the top, just so it insta-kills the left side, but shouldn't matter too much. I would just recommend doing that. And for 78, just use UCAV instantly, just to clear out the first ceramic wave, and shouldn't need to use it for the second wave, but if you feel like it, go for it. No real downside. The mighty ZOMG on round 80 will get destroyed by spiked mines. It's mostly just spiked mines. Balance tower. Okay. Once the only BFBs left are part of the very large wave at the end of the round, just use a drone swarm to clear them up. This round might look a bit scary at times, especially on the top, if too many things are overwhelming your spiked mines at once, but you should be good. On 82, once you reach about $40,000 in tank, just use your UCAV to clear up the rest of the round. So once you got that, just use it. And it should clear up the fortified BFBs here. Spiked mines, OP. On 83, once the big wave of Moabs shows up, just use a drone swarm to hopefully clear out most of them before they hit your spiked mines. You can buy Shredder mid-round here, but you shouldn't have to. 83 is one of the easiest rounds in the game, so yeah. And boom. On 84 here, we should get Sky Shredder with centered path, and the game is pretty much over. Leave the centered path in the middle, and yeah. You've pretty much won at this point. It's very hard to lose after this. Like, I've tried to not use any abilities after this. And, okay, well, there are some you have to use, but it's hard to lose. It's very hard to lose if you follow the guide at all. On 86, just get a village right over here. You should be able to fit it between your Mauler and the bridge. And just get this guy to a 202. And then, right above it here, next to your Dart Monkey, we're going to get a 024 Relentless Glue. Set to strong, of course. Shredder can struggle a lot with not being everywhere at once, and cleanup especially, so Relentless Glue can just hold the line a little bit. Yeah, the stuns can just hold a little bit to give Shredder time to get back to just insta-kill everything on that side. On round 90, Etienne should get his perma UCAV. It does something, I guess. And then also just get a 204 Moab press right up here set to strong. On 92, get yourself a second Moab press, just right up here. This spot isn't too specific, and it can really be like anywhere here, but this just works the best. Also, it should not matter when you start the round, or your ace positioning shouldn't matter like at all for the entire 90s, but if you want to start the round exactly when I do, go for it. Shouldn't really help much. For 93, we're going to get a concoction right here. Just a pretty standard 130 Alchemist set to strong. This guy just helps nuke around even faster, I guess. On 94, just use a UCAV instantly. The round doesn't really get a chance to exist. It dies very quickly. For 95, we're going to get a Sabotage Ninja, just up here. 040. And yeah, just use it the instant you see a single DDT. Epic. Once the Sabotage runs out, a bunch of DDTs might approach your spiked mines, but there's a reason we have them. They can tank like half the DDTs. So, yeah, they should be able to tank half of the DDTs on this round, which is stupid. Insanely OP tower. Anyway, for 96, just use a UCAV instantly. This will just clear up a little bit of the round to give us some time to build up some spikes, just in case anything leaks later. On 96, if you want to use a Sabotage once there are a bajillion Moabs from the ZOMGs, go for it. Not entirely sure it's needed, but it's slightly safer. For 97, just get a Shattering Shells Mortar, 004, right here, and target it on that intersection right here. You should pretty easily defortify the ZOMG insides, and the round doesn't stand a chance. Speaking of not standing a chance, move your Shattering Shells over and use a UCAV instantly on 98. This round also does not stand a chance. You might see a whole lot of Moabs approaching your spiked mines at once. Your UCAV will probably be there to clear them up. If not, your spiked mines can probably tank it anyway. For 99, just use a Sabotage once the DDT show up. Or slightly before it, I guess. I started the round at a really bad time, so my ace was not where it needed to be, but spiked mines clutch. For round 100, pretty simple. First strike. Just get a first strike. Use Drone Swarm when Etienne's drones start attacking. UCAV, and then once the bat is about to exit, just use a first strike to finish off the game. Boom. And with that, you should now have your Ravine Black Border with the classic strategy of Etienne and Sky Shredder, but updated for modern OP towers, like Spiked Mines and Relentless Glue. I hope this guide helped you out in some way. Have a nice rest of your day, and goodbye.